everyone. Thank you, thank you for being here. And once again, thank you. This is Vlog Media Breeze. My slogan, journalism in a vlog. I'm coming at you this evening with the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. They just went off like a couple of hours ago. And the name of this title is Circle of Distrust. It is season 11, episode 12. I also wanted to bring some other news to you before I get into the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I'll go ahead and put this up now because it has to do with Portia Williams. At first, when I heard she was quitting something, I thought, okay, what is she quitting? Is it the uh, Real Housewives of Atlanta? Because I was like, no, she can't be quitting the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Um, and she's not quitting the Real Housewives of Atlanta, actually. So, um, Portia actually, here she is, and this is it. She is leaving Dish Nation. As you know, she's had a show on Dish Nation for a while, and it's been it's been a good show. She's been really good there. She's funny, she's witty. You would never know she did not belong there. And I know that she's going to be dearly missed on that show. But you know, guys, sometimes in life you have to move on. And some of us don't always get these options. You know, like in my life, I've been pushed on. I haven't really been moved on. So I digressed. I'll save that for my work chat channel. But this is Portia's Instagram, right? And in it, she is saying, goodbyes are never easy. And this one is especially hard. For the past 8 years, I've worked on one of the most fun, collaborative, exciting, and best produced shows on television. But as I continuously start new chapters in my life, it means I have to close others. So sadly, August 27th will be my last day at Dish Nation. Wow. She goes on a little more. Since 2013, everybody at Dish Nation has been like family to me. There's a lot of people I've met along this journey that I am incredibly thankful for, whether it was on air or behind the scenes. They have endlessly supported my career and, more importantly, my happiness. To Fox, thank you for giving me this amazing opportunity, as well as Ricky Smiley for believing in me from the beginning. To the crew, thank you for your patience, your intelligence, and your dedication to putting together a fantastic product day in and day out. To my co host, past and present, thank you so much. It meant the world to me to be a part of this cast of characters. You made me laugh so hard, legit every day, and brought out a side of me that I needed to release. Thank you all for an unforgettable run and almost 10 years of my life. I am eternally grateful for. Keep dishing. Love you. Then it has hugs and, pursuing Portia right there. Wow, guys. It's gone. It's over with for her there. And I'm happy for her. Portia is not my favorite Real Housewife, you guys, because I hate violence. I hate people putting their hands on people, and she's done that numerous times on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So when I first saw this, I thought she was going to be saying bye to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, which she probably will be soon, because quite frankly, I think she has oh, excuse me, you guys. She has run its course with her, and I think it's even time, in my mind anyway, I think it's time for her to move on from there. And I give Kenya one more season. And after that, she really needs to move on and figure some things out for herself as well. That may not be as easy for her because she has gotten herself into a little pickle with Mark saying that he wasn't after her money. He said it on TV that if they divorced, he wouldn't want the house. He said that on TV at the table with the other couples. Candy and Todd were there, Cynthia and Mike were there, and he was there with Kenya. And I want to say, was Eva there? I think Eva might have been at that little dinner as well. He said that at that table, his first season on the show. In fact, before he came on the show, he said he didn't want to be on the show. And there he ended up on the show and completely disrespected Kenya. I digress because I'm here to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but I did want to go ahead and share this news about Porsha because Porsha has a lot of fans. She has a lot more fans than Kenya. I'm a Kenya fan, actually. I do like Kenya. Um, And I don't think Kenya is anything like Giselle because Kenya does not lie. Kenya, people don't like the way that she presents the information that she presents on the show, but she does not lie. Giselle lies. And Kenya doesn't go in for people who don't haven't come for her first. So let's be real clear about that. Okay. So I'm way more of a Kenya fan than Portia. But I liken things to the scripture. And listen, evil has more followers than Christ. Okay, you can tell this by these YouTube streets. I digress. Okay, so I just wanted to come on and share that little bit of information with you. Something else I want to share with you uh, that I want to play. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but before I get started with The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, which is the title is Circle of Distrust, Season 11, Episode 12. I'm not going to be here long. I didn't even really take notes. I tried to memorize it. So let's see how this goes, okay? But I want to play something here with Garcelle. This is her most recent interview that she did. And I want to say, was it with ETV? Um, But let's just see here. Listen, I'm only going to pay a little bit. It's like 5 minutes long. Okay. Oh, sorry, guys. Oh, here it is. Wait for it. Here it is. Okay. You guys heard that? Um, I agree with Garcelle. Erica was mic'd when she made that comment. So then she turns around and she gets real upset. This is how this scene opens up. It opens up where she is still upset about the fact that Garcelle brings up that she has been in touch with her husband, or brings up that he has been trying to call her or reach out to her, and she became very upset with that news as if it was something that she was not already mic'd for. And then we learned that Garcelle was in a separate car, as you recall, when they first got to La Quinta. Garcelle did not stay at Kyle's house because she was protecting herself from the pandemic. So it opens up. The ladies are still in the position that they were all in. Erika comes back out. She's very upset. Lisa is hovering over her, hugging her, while really, you guys, in my humble opinion, rolling her eyes at Garcelle. So she's upset with Garcelle for asking Erika the question. So Garcelle is sitting there looking at Erika, and they're showing Garcelle in her confessional saying that she did not mean to hurt Erika by bringing this fact up. But the fact of the matter is, she did say it, and she didn't really know what the big deal was. Lisa is still hovering over Erika, and Garcelle is looking at Erika, and Garcelle is getting ready to leave because she's like, I'm not going to sit here and take this anymore because everyone's looking at her as if she has caused Erika's tears. And as we all know, that Erika's tears are coming from a different place. She's very stressed. She's trying to avoid jail time, prison time, the media. And this is probably the reason she is crying is probably because the producers have let her know the LA Times is about to print this tomorrow morning. Because realize she left. She left the day before it was printed. So she didn't want to know all of that. She didn't want to be there whenever they got word because she knew they were going to get word in it. Um, so she's getting ready to leave. Kathy gets up and goes and talks her into coming back in to the living space and dealing with it. I like Kathy. I think she is very good for the show because she is what I call a really good balance. She's a very good balance. Um, and women like Kathy have seen a lot and been a lot of places and have been around a variety of people and has had to make some changes for the better in her life. And I can just see that in her, even though I don't know if it's if it is that she is aging or what, but at one point I was like, okay, is she on something? Is she not drugs or anything, not the D word, but is she taking um, any kind of medication that makes her seem as laid back as she is on the show? And that might not be the case at all. That might just be her personality. It might just be who she is. And it might just be this time in her life. I'm a different person in my life now than I was even 2 years ago. So I digress. I need not to judge her. I do like her in this scene. She goes, she talks Garcelle back into the lion's den. And when Garcelle comes back, Lisa exhibited some intolerance against Garcelle. And the intolerance that she is showing against Garcelle is not matching with what with whatever the issue is, because we've seen all of the issues. We saw last year with Denise that issue, and we've seen everything coming forward. The only thing I can think of that Lisa is harboring is the comment that Garcelle made about her daughter, and that had to do with last season. Garcelle asked Lisa, "Do you think that the way you portray yourself on your Instagram is affecting your daughter's eating habits?" And I think that is probably the one thing that is sticking out with Lisa. And because Lisa's not a person who likes to deal with her own truth. And people who do not like to deal with their own truth do not like to be questioned about anything, really. But they like to question. Like she was questioning Denise last year, and she is even questioning Garcelle. Can someone please question Lisa? Please question Lisa. Why is your husband getting acrylic nails? What man wants acrylic nails? I'm not getting it. I digress. As Garcelle comes back in, she's sitting there for a moment and she's very apologetic in her own way about what is going on with Erika. Erika is crying her soul out. That kind of cry is a soul cry. She is crying her soul to the depths of everything that is going on. She's afraid. The reason I have called the last video this past weekend, whenever I did my Saturday morning coffee live with Breezy, I talked about Erika and I called it the lies, right? I'm referring to the lies that she is telling on the show, the lies that she is spewing from her mouth in order to create a story. And she actually thinks we're going to believe it. We do not believe it. She would have been better off just writing this season out, keeping her mouth shut, being humble, and just playing on the other ladies' stories somehow. She's crying her soul out. Garcelle gets up. She goes over to hug her. And did you see Lisa immediately get up and leave as soon as Garcelle came over to hug Erika? That was a hateful move on Lisa Rinna's part. That move right there was hateful. That showed her disgust for Garcelle. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I did not like that at all because it revealed some things to me about Lisa Rinna. And I'm not going to say them, but she has some intolerances that I'm not digging on. I'm not going to stay here too long with this tonight because it is late, number one. I just wanted to cover some of the highlights, which is why I didn't take any notes. So, for those of you who are here, all two of you, okay, if you could, like, if you're here, um, if you have not subscribed, subscribe and click the notification bell. Also, this coming Thursday, that's tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m., my channel Vlog Spear Talk, VLOGSPIR Talk TALK, is going to have a work chat. We're going to have a work chat. We're going to talk about the things, it's called, after work water fountain talk. So we're going to talk about some things on our jobs. And I only want people there who do not mind coming on. And you can come on as an avatar and talk about your job if you're having issues or if you know someone else who's having issues. And I'm pausing here, you guys, because I'm beginning to see a trend of things on this channel, and it appears to just be nothing but trolls. And I don't like trolls. That's not my market. I want people who want to be here. I want people who are going to like the videos, if they like it, actually. But I at least want them to have subscribed. If they've subscribed and I do a video that they don't like, then they can let me know that they don't like it. But I would like for them to at least let me know and give me an opportunity to explain the video or do something different for the market that I'm trying to reach, because I'm looking for a particular market, and there are some people I have muted and just moved on, even though I don't have the 1,000 views that I have that I'm looking for, or the 1,000 subscribers. I would rather not have certain comments and not have a certain personality or certain people on this channel than to be desperate enough to take anything or anybody. That's just where I lie with this. I want people here who really want to be here, who are interested in the conversation, who enjoy my production here, and you know maybe can be moderators at some point, or either help me with production. And if I make it, I'll pay you for real. Okay. So the next scene that I want to talk about is the one where the ladies are at the table. Actually, not at the table, but oh God, what's it? Erika has left, right? She's gone. The ladies are having a dinner and they are talking about race. And one thing about us as Black people, my culture, we are very comfortable talking about race. I am. I'm comfortable talking about it because I've been around these streets for a long time and I've experienced it um, in school, out of school, at work, out of work. Even though my high school years, I was very popular. I was the second Black to win Queen of the Yearbook, to be crowned Queen of the Yearbook. I was also Miss Blank High School, right? I was also I got a lot. I was a cheerleader, so I was popular in high school. I was popular in college. I was I am not popular in the workplace. Okay, um, but whatever. At any rate, I digress on that. But they're talking about race and they're having a really good conversation, a very, what I would say is a seasoned conversation, and it's uncomfortable for a lot of the women at the table. However, I noticed that Kathy and Kyle are not uncomfortable having the conversation about race, and they are not even offended having it because Dorit looked a little offended whenever Garcelle asked her if she had brown people working for her. What's to be offended by that, Dorit, unless you have some other feelings going on? I didn't understand the offense. And Sutton is sitting on the end. She doesn't even want to touch the conversation. And Sutton is the one who needs to really delve in and touch the conversation on race. When you see someone as backed up off of the conversation as she is, that's the person I want to really get in there because that is the person who is holding back some racial issues that are unseen because she's faking it. She's faking it. So she didn't want to participate in the conversation. She's kind of like the other side, the other other side of the personality of Ramona from last night on Real Housewives of New York, because Ramona is that way as well, but her and Sutton have different personalities. But they are the two people. Those two people, those are the people I want. Those are the white women I want in on the conversation about race. Because those are the ones, that's where you're going to have to dig deep. I like digging deep into people. So they're having that conversation, and Garcelle says to them, it's not an easy conversation to have. Kathy says to Garcelle, listen, Michael Jackson and I were friends, and he said to me, I don't see color. Garcelle's response to that was, well, I disagree with that because I'm Black. When you see me, the first thing you're going to see is color. And I feel the same way. And you see how brown I am, right? I'm a Black woman, definitely. Okay. So when you see me, that's the first thing that you see is my color. And people judge us based on that. Even other Black people have picked up on that. They judge as well in the workplace, and I'm going to get into that because they don't want to be left out. They think they use people like me to think that we're as, for lack of a better word, as hood thinking as they are, and we're not. So they tried to force us into that corner in the workplace. This is other Black people I'm talking about. Okay. But I digress with that. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills had what I would consider a very civil conversation on race at the table. And I liked it. But I agreed with Garcelle. When you see me, the first thing you see is my color. So for you to say that you don't see that, that means that you don't see me and you're dismissing me. So Kyle tells the women to each wash their own plate, just rinse it off and put it in the dishwasher. Dorit, all you have to do is rinse the plate, put it in the dishwasher. Okay? That's cheaper than bringing help. Okay? I think that's a smart move. Why would you pay someone all of that money just to come and clean the table and put dishes in the dishwasher and wash them when you have women there who can do it? Kyle said that she has people come in to clean up the place and take care of it before the arrival, and then the people come back after they've gone and do the same thing. In the meantime, she is very self sufficient. I love that about Kyle. Kyle is very self sufficient. I don't understand. Can someone please tell me why people do not like Kyle? I absolutely love her. I think she's gorgeous. She's beautiful. I like the way she dresses. I love her family. And I've watched her grow because I've watched Real Housewives of Beverly Hills from the very beginning. And I like when Kyle first started out, I did not like her in the beginning. I have to say, she was a bully. I did not like the way she treated um uh, what's his name's wife. She's really very Camille Grammer. Yes. Kelsey Grammer's wife. I did not like that. She bullied her so bad. The woman cried. It was a mess. And it made me feel so bad for Camille, who was at the same time experiencing her husband cheating on her. She was in the process of preparing to go through a divorce, and she knew that was inevitable. And now she's on this show with these people bullying her. So I felt really bad for her that season. The thing that really makes me love Kyle, though, is Kyle has grown. She is no longer that person that she was when Camille was first on the show. And her and Camille, Kyle and Camille have formed a sociable relationship. They're friends. They call each other, not all the time, but they can. Camille knows that she can call Kyle if she has a question or something, and vice versa. So I so appreciate that about her. I like Kyle. And I really like how she's handling Garcelle. Kyle is not afraid, okay? She's a person, she's going to tell you what's on her mind, and she's learned to be softer with that over the years. She's not going to allow you to bully her or to make her think something is happening that is not happening. And so when Garcelle had the conversation with her earlier on in this season, and even tonight at the table, I believe Kyle is genuine about her thoughts on race, and she listens when people are talking about it. And you have to remember, she's married to a Jewish man, right? And she had to, I think she became a Jewish person because of him. She went through the ceremonial part or the process of becoming a Jew. I love how Jews say, okay, you are not a Jewish person, but we have a process to get you in. It is literally almost Christ-like, you guys, because we're Gentiles. Non-Jews are Gentiles. So God has prepared a way for us to enter into the kingdom through Christ. So for the Jewish community to open up that, I mean, I like that, you know. I digress. They do the dishes, Garcelle leaves, uh, Crystal leaves. The ladies are sitting there. They're having a chat. And then the next morning, they all get up to the LA Times news about Erika Girardi. Kyle is up. Who else is up? Lisa is up. And then comes Dorit. And last comes Sutton. And you can tell Sutton looks like she's done read the entire LA Times paper. She's even read stories that were not about Erika, looking for more. I will say this about Sutton. Sutton is brilliant. Sutton is very smart. She's very savvy. She understands what is going on, and she's very wealthy. So don't let her rental of Kyle's home deceive you into thinking she doesn't have money. The woman has money. This is a choice for her. She may be doing this just because she knows how these reality housewives shows go, and she may be thinking, well, let me just rent a home because if Bravo doesn't keep me, then I'm not stuck here. I'm not stuck here trying to sell a home during the pandemic. So that was really actually kind of smart of her to rent that home and to rent it from one of her from one of her castmates as opposed to a stranger. I like that part of Sutton. I like Sutton overall, but of course, being a Black woman, if I see that people have some intolerances, that's bothersome to me, right? So Lisa is sitting there, and the night before she showed them, of course, Harry's fingernails. I didn't want to have that discussion, so I skipped over to the morning. They are all surprised about what they are reading in the LA Times. Sutton tells them the LA Times is calling it a Ponzi scheme. It's like it's a Ponzi scheme. I think this really is worse than a Ponzi scheme because in a Ponzi scheme, right, you're taking advantage of wealthy people more than likely, right? In this, you're taking advantage of orphans. You're taking advantage of people who have suffered the loss of loved ones who died in a plane crash. Most of us have been on a plane, and most of us, even as much as we try to avoid it while we're on the plane, when we're in the air and we're feeling that turbulence, w- at some point we've all thought, what would happen if this thing dropped from the sky? So he's taking advantage of people who probably had those same thoughts and it happened to their family members. I have to be a forgiving person because I'm a daughter of the most high God. I am. I have to, and this is why I feel the way about Tom. I do not hate Tom. I completely dislike what has happened. I completely do not like what has happened. There is another side of me that looks at Tom and I'm wondering, was he really not in his right mind? Because he didn't just do this to plane victims. He did this even to people who there was a medical issue where people had litigated and they won monies, they won the litigation. He stole their money as well. Um, the chemical issues. I mean, it goes on and on, you guys. It's never ending. Do you want to live? s- Do you want so much to be so wealthy that you do something illegal and at the risk of possibly ending up in prison? Uh, I just cannot. I cannot get past that. And he didn't ever stop. I mean, it got into $80 million, millions of dollars. At one point, he was worth $80 million. You guys, stolen money from victims. So we're not talking $1 million here. We're not talking 500,000. We're talking 80 mil. At what point was he going to stop? Was he so prideful that he couldn't stop and say, wait, let me stop. What am I doing? What am I doing? Let me stop right now and give this money to these people. I'll go get me a ranch house someplace. I'll live in an apartment. I'll find a family member who will take me. He has a brother. Let me ask my brother if I can rent a room from him. Something to make up for what he did to these people. And you have to know he knew these people. He represented them. He went to court for them. He fought so they could win the case, but the reality is he was fighting so he could win. He's in trouble, in his 80s and in trouble. And it's not going to be cute for him in prison. It's not going to be cute because when you've lived the way he's lived, and you have to go in those four square walls and bars, he's going to be sitting there really praying to God that he had not done what he did to those people. I digress over my preaching about Tom. I want to know what you guys think about Erika, because tonight I was between a rock and a hard place. Lisa, as much as I do not like Lisa Rinna anymore, I used to love her as an actress when she was a real actress. But Lisa Rinna really made a good point tonight. Because women, wealthy women, sometimes, they're like, I'm living off my husband. He's taking care of things. So if he wants to, have me sign this paper, I'll sign it. And then I'm going shopping, you know? Or I'm going to see what we can have to eat tonight. It's it, it is feasible that Erica was just spending Tom's money not knowing what was going on. She was just thinking he was an attorney. He was saying, "Here's the money for your business, honey." And she probably took the money to build her business. I find it highly eh, plausible that she did not know that he was stealing all that money from those people. I do. So let me know what you all think about that, if you will. It looks like I probably have some of the same people on here who just are not going to respond to my videos, which lets me know you are trolls, and I would rather be here talking to myself than to be talking to trolls. Because I'm looking at everyone else's channels, and they have people who get in their comments, they talk, they have people who click the like button, they have people who subscribe. And when I have people coming over here who are not giving me all of that, I would rather you go away and I talk to myself if you're not interested. Now I did get a comment from someone who said, and they said this is just them. I'm trying to remember who it was. They said that they just come here to listen. So, and I get that. If you're just someone who just comes to listen, that's fine. As long as you are subscribed. If you just come here to listen and you're not subscribed, I would rather you not be here, and I want you to know that so you can exit. Please do. You know, on the other hand, if you could just oblige me and put something in the comments, okay? And always give me a like, that would be good. And click the notifications bell, because that would help. However, I think a few of you might be Google, and some of you might even be from the place where I currently work. That would not surprise me at all. At all. I'll be talking about you tomorrow night. So why don't you tune in to Workplace Chat and see what I really think about you all if you are here. Okay. So that's what happens with the ladies whenever they're learning about Erika. And then they get in their cars, they head back, they leave the desert, La Quinta, uh, and they go back into Beverly Hills, into their homes. And Kyle gets a text from Sutton. And Sutton is telling Kyle that she wants to meet with all the ladies except Erika. That was another smart move on Sutton's behalf. Okay. I like Sutton. I like Sutton. Okay. Uh, I don't like her. I don't like her holding back or not wanting to have the race conversation, because that's important to me. But other than that, I really like Sutton. So that was a smart move on her part. That was good. Let's meet with everyone except Erika, and then determine how we're going to move from that point on. So she calls Dorit. She sets the meeting up at Dorit's house because she knows Dorit has I guess, the help, you know. And two, she doesn't want Kyle meeting in her own house because she has written from Kyle. So it probably would feel kind of awkward. Okay, I'm having this meeting here in this house that I'm renting from Kyle, and Kyle's in the house. So that was a good move to meet at Dorit's house. Plus, Dorit's house, I love Dorit's house. I love the scene. I love how it just flows out to the pool, that beautiful scenery, and then it just looks like um a really great place to live in Beverly Hills. Okay, so the ladies all get the text and they show up one by one to Dorit's house. Dorit's daughter has helped make the gingerbread cookies, and I hope Dorit gave her daughter a gingerbread cookie because she goes, "Hey, I made those gingerbread cookies." And Dorit's, "Yeah, yeah, you made them, and you made them for the ladies who are coming." Dorit could have handed her a gingerbread cookie. Those ladies are not going to eat those cookies. All that food on that table, they never eat all the food on the table. You see them. Kyle walks in and she has these yellow, were those Versace pants? I Those were nice. I think that they might be Versace. I'm not sure, but I liked them and the material was exclusive. And she had on a white shirt. I don't know if I liked the white shirt. I wish she had done a different type of color shirt, but overall, it was very stylish. She had her hair pulled back, and I liked her hair pulled back, but I didn't like the little swivelly thing hanging on the side. I think she should have just had it all pulled back into something odd, kind of like what Dorit does from time to time whenever she does different designs with her hair. That would have been really good with what Kyle was wearing. I loved her shoes. Sutton walks in, and Sutton is more into designers than fashion, I have to say. She wears for the designer, not the fashion. I do not like Sutton's clothes at all. I did not like the dress she had on, that checkered thing. I don't know. Do they even wear checkered dresses anymore? I just didn't like it. Um, Garcelle comes in, and I have not really been keen on Garcelle's fashion, period, at all, last season or this season. I do like her in her confessional where she has on that blue sequins and the jewelry. I like all of that. And I like her hair. I think she looks gorgeous there. And I also liked the printed dress that she had worn when they were at La Quinta last week. Not this show, but last week's show when she walked in and had her hair pulled to the side. I liked that. I didn't even get to see what Dorit was wearing tonight. And normally I notice everything Dorit wears because I love Dorit's fashion. Love, love, love it. Love how she does her hair, loves the reunion looks, everything. And I didn't even pay any attention. I don't know why, what happened with that. Um, Lisa Rinna, I never pay any attention to. I don't know what she wears. And I'm just kind of done with her. Who else is a Crystal? Crystal wears expensive clothes, but they're not fashionable. Her and Sutton, it's funny that they don't get along because they literally have similar taste. They literally could wear each other's clothes. They both are just, oh my goodness. So they're sitting there, and Sutton comes in. They're all talking about Erika. They're all talking about the news, and they're waiting on Sutton, and Sutton arrives. And what does Sutton do? She goes right in and she says that Erika's story is not adding up. Some of the things she says she has learned that what some of the things that were told to them at La Quinta is not adding up. She's done her research, and at the end, she lets us know she doesn't know if she wants to proceed to be in the company of Erika, her friend. And she called her friend just to kind of, you know, segue softly and just let them know I can't be around this kind of stuff. And I don't blame her. Bad company corrupts good morals. I'm not saying Erika is bad company. I'm just saying Erika is not showing any empathy for the victims, guys. Even if she is not guilty, it would have been really great if she had done a press conference, an apologetic press conference, and said, listen, this is happening. And even in the press conference, say, I had no idea what was going on, and that's all I'm going to say to you right now. I want you to know I am so sorry. I am sorry about what I've learned about the victims whose families were in the plane crash. My heart aches for the orphans whose families were in the plane crash. And I'm so sorry for what happened to the clients who never got paid from my husband's firm. And I just wanted to come out today. We're going to allow the legal process to take its course. I just wanted to acknowledge it and ask you to please allow my husband and I this privacy as we tend to this business at hand. Could she not have just done that shit? For real. Could she not have just done that? She has to get on television and lie about Tom's affairs and how she can't stand Tom and how she didn't know anything and guide us down this road of lies. And when it catches up to her and the LA Times prints the truth, she is crying like somebody stole something from her. That's it for me, guys. I digress. I know I said a lot more than you guys wanted to hear tonight for those of you who do honor this channel. Well, not honor it, but who like Vlog Media Breeze, journalism and a vlog. I will not be back on this channel tomorrow night, but I will be on Vlog Spear Talk. If you do a search for workplace chat on Google or YouTube, you will find it now. And I'm out of here. Peace out. Have a blessed night, sweet dreams. And as I always like to say, um, many blessings to you, and we will see you in the next one.